everyone, welcome to God's So What Say Day. Okay, guys, we have a serious matter that we need to talk about, and I did speak about this not so long ago, prior to the school opening in South Africa after the festive season. Anyways, guys, there's this guy. He is I think he's Monthly Soccer. I remember I used to read a lot of his newspaper articles. He's an investigative journalist, and he was investigating human trafficking. He was investigating kidnappings and things of that nature. So now he has a TikTok account that I came across yesterday. In fact, last night while I was just scrolling, Shut up. Okay. Yeah. And I was doom scrolling and I was like, oh, okay, this is very interesting. And he does have a series of videos where he talks about this particular issue.
What's up, y'all? This is part 2 of the video I dropped last week on kidnapping in South Africa that has gone out of control. So today I'm focusing on the human trafficking aspect of it. So years ago, when I was still an investigative journalist, I think some of you might remember those days, for those of you who have followed me for a long time, we were sent to dig up on human trafficking that was taking place a lot in Pretoria at the time. It was out of control. So what we uncovered, we discovered that it's not just anyone who just becomes a victim of human trafficking. Usually the people who become victim of human trafficking are people that are targeted and they know exactly whom they are looking for and what they will do with the individual. Of course, unless maybe they're just looking for body organs and whatnot and you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, blah, 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 but that's not really trafficking now. So what happens, some pedophile somewhere in London or somewhere in the US would just be scrolling on social media, of which Instagram is a perfect menu for pedophiles, especially if you have a 9-year-old with an Instagram account that can take pictures, videos, do the what dance challenge, 9-year-old that can twerk, a 9-year-old that can do basically things that adults can do in a public platform. And that becomes a very perfect menu for human traffickers. So this billionaire will be scrolling social media and looking at their best menu for kids, which is Instagram or maybe Facebook. And there, your daughter's picture shows up. And the pedophile is like, okay, I will give $1 million or I will give $5 million to anyone that can bring me this child. Remember, your child posts with location sometimes. Even regardless, there are now softwares where I can download a picture and the software will tell me the exact location where the picture was taken. So, but before then it was not that deep. The location feature was just the problem. Someone would post the pictures with the location and all of a sudden the bad guys knows exactly where you live or where you have been before. Then they just hire the craziest group of mercenaries that specializes with looking for criminals that don't want to be found, and they send them to actually come and look for your daughter. So they will be surveilling your house for weeks to just know what time you come back from work, what time does the child go around playing, to whom do they play with, and all this kind of information that could possibly help them. And then they choose a day for the takedown to say, okay, on Friday we have noticed that she walks alone probably from here to there. It will be so calculated in a way that by the time the cars stop, chances are your kid will be unconscious from a clap or whatsoever. From a commando, that is something else. One clap from a commando is just probably bigger than the size of the head of the kid. Poops, the kid sleeps. Throw the kid in a car, in a boat or whatsoever. Take off on a very high speed. Chances are there's already a chopper waiting for them somewhere. After throwing the kid off, the chopper takes over, they just fly the kid wherever, and they have money. They have means of getting the kids out of the country. It could be in anything. It could be a truck. That petrol tank, they can make sure that there's nothing there, and they open just a bit of hose for oxygen, and they squeeze someone in there. Even when that truck is in the border, no one is going to say, let's open your petrol tank to see if there's a human there. But that is just one of many ways of getting kids out of the country. They are creative. They have many ways of getting them out. They have resources. Excuse me. After knocking your kid out, the kid will probably wake up after 30 minutes or so. When the kid wakes up, they administer an injection. The same injection that they use for elephants in Kruger National Park. They will administer some injection of that sort and the kid will pass out, probably for another 24 hours. When the kid passes out for 24 hours, just 6 hours before the kid actually wakes up, they administer another injection. In a way that when these children wake up, they don't even know who their names are. They don't even know where they are. They don't even know what's going on. But they have one main talent. They have been sexualized somewhere, and Mr. Pedophile is looking for his gratification. Mr. Pedophile is looking for whatsoever that they are looking for, and they know that it is in their inner child somewhere. So most of these kids are taken from home and they end up doing this sex work. When Mr. Pedophile is done, have had their way with the child for a period of 6 months or to a year, or whenever Mr. Pedophile feels like, I'm already tired of this, you can auction it to the next bidder, or you can auction him. They have red rooms where a group of people will be having their way with a child and they pay money for it, and there are people that pay a lot of money to watch that. It just becomes a gruesome ordeal for the kid, probably for the rest of their lives. And when they have finished the upmarket of all the pedophiles, all of them have had their way with them, they are looking for new stock, they will probably start pimping out the child to the lower level, to the lower level, to the lower levels, such that the child might grow up in that environment and they would end up believing that that is what they were meant for, that is what their life is about. So I don't want to make this video any longer than it already is, but I just want to say to parents, as your kids will be going back to school soon, just make sure that you protect your children. You protect your children at all costs. Certain content shouldn't be allowed of your child to be out there. No matter how much they cry or they yearn for it, just don't allow it. Just protect your children if you can. Even if you're an old woman, these things can happen to you too. If someone has the money to say, bring this one in for me, chances are you won't escape it. Do you think Honorable Magaka from your local SAPS can contend with those guys? Mr. Magaka has a family as well. He wants to be alive tomorrow to wake up and see his family. So the best way is for you to keep yourself safe. If there are certain things that you can avoid, please avoid. Avoid sharing too much information about you. Avoid sharing certain pictures about you. Avoid.
So, guys, as you already know, in South Africa, there's a lot going on, you guys. We are getting crimes that don't belong to us. We know South African crimes, and we know crimes that are imported to South Africa, like kidnapping, human trafficking, white powder, so many others that will leave you shocked to the bone. The manufacturing of fake alcohol, cigarettes, you name it. That's all not South African crime. These are crimes that are imported, coming with people whose country systems are screwed up. And now they want to normalize that same screwed up systems in the countries where they come from here in South Africa. Well, I keep saying, if you are a foreign national that has come to South Africa for nefarious reasons, we have systems in place. I'm just going to let you know, irrespective of what you call us, we have systems in place and it will sift you out. The problem that we are having in South Africa indeed is corruption. We have corrupt public servants that will take a cent just to destroy a life of a South African citizen. You know, not so long ago, I don't know if I did share this story before. I used to have a neighbor in a building that I lived in, and this particular neighbor was a Home Affairs individual and also married to a police officer. Now, this Home Affairs individual, I'm not going to mention whether it's a boy or girl. You're just going to have to figure it out. They used to take money from Nigerians, Zimbabweans, Mozambicans, Ethiopians, Somalis, you name them. And they used to live a very lavish lifestyle, but they also were trying to live under the radar of lifestyle auditing, if ever it happened in South Africa. They would drive the latest cars, etc., and so on. Even one of the station commanders of the other spouse, wanted to know, where do you get the money to drive a Mercedes-Benz? Because I know your wife works for Home Affairs. And the money that you earn as a police officer and what your wife earns as a Home Affairs officer is almost the same. And the cars that you're driving, no way that Mercedes-Benz will give you a car of this nature when they know you may struggle at some point, right? So they kind of like, I guess those station commanders were like, listen, do not be too obvious, because when it comes to the shove, we will make an arrest when an arrest needs to be made. So they tried their level best to kind of like damp down their lifestyles, but they were still doing this nonsense in destroying South African lives. All right. Now, unfortunately, one slinyana day, one of the clients turned into a hijacker in South Africa. Ask me, where is the Home Affairs officer today when they got hijacked. Ask me where they are. Yeah, under the ground. They did not think, would say, I am giving South African citizenship to people who probably would forget me. And then when a heinous crime is committed against them, it's the very person, because the police officer, when they did the investigations, they did catch the hijacker. And guess what? The hijacker was the spouse's former client. Talk about karma. Talk about irony. Talk about, yes, you are seriously want to say uyalunga. So this is exactly what is going on in our country. And this brother, he is warning all of us. Be vigilant, especially with your girl children. There are I didn't know this. I did not know this. But you could actually put two and two together and ask yourself, Kante, who are the people that are ordering these human trafficking, and for what purposes? And then he does say that there is a difference between human trafficking and kidnapping, as well as organ what YouTube doesn't like us to say, harvesting. And then there is what you call this kidnap. There's a vast difference, because you would have different not clients per se. You'll have different billionaires who want something out of somebody. And then these human traffickers who take millions of dollars from these billionaires, and then they come to South Africa. Because for some reason, South Africa seems to be a easy target. Why are we an easy target? Is because of corruption. Corruption. The same Home Affairs people, by the way, it's not like they are made of robots. They are humans who will have children one day, and their child is going to post on Instagram, Facebook, and wherever else. And then a billionaire will be like, oh, there's a good category right there, and it's their child. And they never see that child again, because of the stupidity of what they do there at Home Affairs. Right? The police as well. You're taking bribes from these people so that they get ease of access as well as exit into and out of South Africa. People that are working at the airport, I keep asking, what thorough investigations that are taking place there? Because you cannot tell me that a child or a woman that is being taken against their own will pass through these ports of entry and exits, and nobody notices. And Menlyn Mall in Pretoria, there's apparently a white guy and a Nigerian man, and this white guy is not even a South African. He's pointed towards Eastern Europe because of his accent. And then a Nigerian. And then you're telling me Menlyn Mall police security, they don't see two guys, one pushing a wheelchair that is empty, and then they enter into Menlyn Mall toilets. Of course, there are no cameras in the toilets, of course. But when they come back out of the mall toilet, they are pushing an individual and they are not raising eyebrows? No, they're working with them. They were told, turn the other way and here's some money. There is no way that Menlyn Mall will always be mentioned when it comes to kidnappings or attempted kidnappings. There is no way. All what I'm saying here is alleged, because we see TikTok videos. We were not there, so we can only say allegedly. So you cannot tell me the management of Menlyn Mall. I think there was another YouTuber who cried out and called out this Nigerian man that was following her. I think her name is Namolina or something like that. And now you are hearing more and more and more young girls almost kidnapped. There was even a parent that shared a story that they had gone for a birthday celebration with her daughter in Menlyn Mall. And the girl, just before they left, she wanted to use the bathroom. And so the mom is like, okay, I'll come with you. And when they got to the bathroom, they used different stalls. And then the mother came out, the girl, when she was done, somebody came with an injection planted in her neck. She tried to fight off. Of course, the chemical was too strong, knocked her out, put her in a wheelchair. And when the mom comes out of the toilet after she was done, she notices that, wait a minute, that hand looks like my daughter's hand. And then she started screaming. She started screaming. And these two awful men ran away, leaving the girl and the wheelchair behind. You telling me the security did not see that? And now when they are doing investigations, apparently these people are not seen on camera. No, come on, good people. But the point that I am making with this video is that please, whatever you do, do not expose your children. They are referred to as categories. Not categories, catalogs. Sorry. They are a catalog. When you allow your daughter to have an Instagram account, to have a TikTok account, I'm not saying don't let them, but you need to be the administrator of their social media platforms, so that when they try to post a certain picture or now do these TikTok dance challenges, you are able to delete it yourself. Be able to see what goes in and out of the social media DMs, because they get groomed in there by some perverted old man sitting in Europe or US or somewhere. And then your daughter one day will tell you that, Mom, I'm going to the mall, only for her to be headed to OR Tambo International because secretly she managed to acquire herself a passport, and you never see her again. Be vigilant, parents. Stop giving information to these people by posting your children's locations, their school uniforms, the school they go to, and all this stuff that you guys do because you are a proud parent of a child going to school. Just stop it. It's getting dangerous and more dangerous in South Africa for children. Please stop it. Just listen to this man. Please listen. I am begging you, please listen. This guy has done the work. He knows from experience what these people are looking for. Listen with understanding. And then when you know that you have a child with these social media platforms, let them listen to this gentleman. And when they are done listening to him, tell your child, this is the reason why I am banning you from having a social media platform, because I don't want to lose you. You can do that once you are done with university. And now they could be able to protect themselves. But even the girls that go to university and those that are working and independent, they are still targets because they are women. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what else to say. And this side, Ramaphosa wants to give Nigerians free access to South Africa. Anyways, guys, don't leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, or subscribing. See you next time. Goodbye.